Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since July 14, 2015, the Iranian regime has conducted 4 ballistic missile tests, with not-so-subtle warnings to our ally and our best friend, the Democratic Jewish State of Israel, that its goal was to wipe Israel off the map. Also, since that date, we've learned that there have been side agreements between Iran and the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, and that were not submitted to Congress for our review. The IAEA released a report on the possible military dimension, known as PMD, of Iran's nuclear program that proved that Iran lied about its nuclear program in the past and continued to stonewall investigations into outstanding questions that remain, yet the Iranian nuclear deal, the JCPOA, was allowed to move forward in spite of that. The Obama administration purchased 32 metric tons of heavy water from Iran. What makes this so egregious, Mr. Speaker, is that this purchase was arranged in order to prevent Iran from violating the very terms of the Iranian nuclear deal, the JCPOA. And as if that were not bad enough, while the administration reselling the purchased water, heavy water, to domestic and commercial buyers, well, that makes the U.S. a proliferator of Iran nuclear materials, all while legitimizing Iran as a nuclear supplier. Outrageous. Also, Iran has renewed its interest and increased its presence in Latin America and throughout the Western Hemisphere. Iran's Rouhani will be visiting Cuba and Venezuela in the upcoming week. We learned that the administration allowed the Iran, North Korea, and Syria non-proliferation sanctions against Iran to sit on a desk during the negotiations, despite a legal mandate to provide these reports to Congress every 6 months. That was the law. It was ignored. Also, Russia announced that it has resumed the sale of S-300s to Iran. And just last month, Iran announced that it deployed what are the S-300s? Russian surface-to-air missiles around its Fordo nuclear site to safeguard it from attacks. And the administration announced a $1.7 billion settlement on a 35-year dispute with Iran, conveniently the day after sanctions were lifted on its central bank. What a coincidence. And we learned Iran plans to use this ransom money for its military budget and for the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, the Quds Force, meaning the U.S. taxpayers not only are on the hook for a ransom payment to Iran, but we're also subsidizing its nefarious activities. Where has this transparency been? When it comes to Iran and the nuclear deal, the JCPOA, there is an overwhelming sense that we're only beginning to scratch the surface of just how bad this deal really is. We need only look back at what has happened with North Korea to understand the depth and the breadth of this failed Iranian policy. Because of, as I keep repeating, Mr. Speaker, Iran has been following the North Korea playbook by the page, by the letter. And what have we just witnessed just a few days ago? Well, North Korea just conducted its second nuclear detonation since the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, was made. And it is its 5th detonation in the last 10 years. Mr. Speaker, the JCPOA has been a foreign policy disaster already, but the real ramifications are yet to come. So Congress must take action. First, we must hold the administration accountable, and we must get the full truth behind the details of this JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, and the administration's Iran policy. The supposed most transparent administration in history has been anything but, going out of its way to stonewall and misdirect Congress and our oversight responsibilities on this flawed and dangerous nuclear deal. Second, Mr. Speaker, we must hold Iran accountable, and that means extending sanctions, expanding sanctions, renewing sanctions, and preventing Iran from being able to continue down this dangerous path. These are the actions that we must take in Congress, Mr. Speaker, and I stand ready to work with my colleagues in a bipartisan manner to find the right way forward, because Iran has not changed its stripes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.